From box office glory to box office blues. The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is a movie I don't mind, but I certainly did not like all that much. Has its moments. I had to see it 5 times. Out on the movie meetup tour.
Depressing.
Probably wouldn't have chosen to see it 5 times, yet that's where we were. It certainly had its moments. There are parts of the movie I really do very much enjoy. Overall, still a movie I don't think they ever should have made. But, you know, we have asked the question for months. Like, why do you think an extension of a TV show that had a bad last season is going to do well as your first movie back on the big screen in 7 years if you're Star Wars? And it had an okay opening, but not great. Then it took nearly a 70% drop in its second weekend. And now the unthinkable. After its third weekend, as you can see from this chart, Star Wars and the Mandalorian, or Mandalorian and Grogu, has dropped out of the top 5 in just its third weekend.
And how many is that for Obsession then? Is that its 4th?
I cannot remember, and I can't get over this.
I'll check it. You can go. I'll check it.
Yeah, so let's see. Oh, yes, 4th weekend.
Wow.
4th weekend.
That's at 25 mil.
Let me say this again. A Star Wars movie has dropped out of the top 5 in just its third weekend. And the bad news continues. Right now, the movie has made worldwide, after 3 weeks, $293 million. It is trailing about $100 million behind Solo, A Star Wars Story, which became the poster child of Star Wars failure. The first Star Wars film ever to be a financial loss. Granted, they had to spend a lot of extra money in it because they had to go back and practically reshoot the whole movie. Still, that movie made about a Black Adam. Made just a hair under $400 million. Maybe you can get the exact numbers on that, Jonathan,
sure.
But I think it was just like 380, 390, something like that. At this point right now,
392.9.
392. So it's $100 million ahead of The Mandalorian and Grogu. I'll tell you right now, the movie just made $10 million this weekend, and it's falling like a rock. This movie's not going to catch Solo. It was the lowest opening of any Star Wars movie in the Star Wars era. It is going to end up being the lowest grossing movie in the Star Wars era.
You mean Disney era?
Sorry, yes, of the Disney era. Thank you. Lowest grossing Star Wars movie of the Disney era. That is not good. How bad can be debated, but it's not good. This is a movie that needs to flirt. They managed to make it pretty cheaply. They made it for about $160 million. After you figure in the marketing and all that kind of stuff, it needs to come in around $400 million to break even. Guys, it's not going to break even. This is going to be the next movie to take a financial loss. And look, again, it comes back to why the hell did they think they were going to get anything other than this? You put on the big screen just an extension of a TV show that not everybody watched, coming off of your worst season, and you haven't had a movie on the big screen in 7 years to have any kind of big screen momentum. Why did you think it would be any different? Now, did I think it would be this low? No. I mean, to be fair, I thought it would be higher than this, but I knew it would be low. And again, to drop out of the top 5, and not just drop out of the top 5, but look what's ahead of it. The Amazing Digital Circus made $11 million. Mm-hmm. Obsessions. I mean, we can talk all we want.
And look at the theater numbers compared to The Mandalorian.
Yeah, less theater numbers. Backrooms. We're going to talk about Masters of the Universe in a minute, but we'll stick on Star Wars and Mandalorian and Grogu here. This isn't a good sign. Now, Rob, I do want to say this, though. I want to say this. I already have seen the narrative out there that, Rob, this is it. Star Wars is done. Yeah. Because you had this movie come out and it flopped. We warned you it would. A lot of you guys did too. And it flopped, that means Star Wars is done. I do want to remind people that history is a good teacher. prior to Star Wars, Mandalorian and Grogu, there was a little film called Solo, a Star Wars story that made under $400 million and became the first Star Wars movie to lose money. And the narrative of that time is, well, that's it. Everybody's lost interest in Star Wars. Except another Star Wars movie came out after that and made over $1 billion. Yes, this one fell on its face, but that does not mean that the next one can't make $1 billion because we've already seen it happen. I'm not saying Star Wars Starfighter will be $1 billion film. I'm just saying, don't go thinking that just because this one did terribly, that means there's no interest anymore in Star Wars movies. We've already seen this happen before. We've already seen that, yes, it can still do well. But Rob, you and I both, we've kind of questioned the wisdom behind making this into a movie. And we're kind of seeing it coming home to roost right now. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Hims. One of the hardest things about trying to lose weight is just figuring out what actually works. Because we've seen them all. There are a million trends, diets, and gimmicks out there. And honestly, it can get overwhelming. And that's why weight loss by Hims really stands out. Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications, including the Wegovy pill at its lowest price ever and the Wegovy pen. With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise. It helps you regulate your appetite and eat less, so success is within reach. Plus, Wegovy is the first ever and only GLP-1 available in a pill for weight loss, so there are no needles needed. And the process is extremely convenient. Everything happens online. You connect with a licensed provider who determines if treatment is right for you, and if prescribed, your medication gets delivered right to your door. No insurance necessary. Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/Campea to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's HIMS.com/Campea. hims.com/Campea. Based on advertised cash price for 30-day supply of medication only. Membership required, fee not included, and billed separately. Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com. Anyway, you see this has dropped out of the top 5 in just third week. What do you think about this?
Well, one, it makes me sad. I'm sad to see the state of affairs where Star Wars is right now. But John, I woke up in a cold sweat thinking one thing. I was thinking about the Mandalorian and Grogu, and I was asking myself, okay, in Empire Strikes Back, when we first see AT-ATs, they are being deployed by an Imperial Starfleet against the Rebel Alliance on Hoth. That's the first time we see them. Amazing, giant battle. The Imperials rout the Rebels. Even their ion cannon can't save them. Where are the AT-ATs going at the beginning of the Mandalorian and Grogu? What are they doing on that planet? Are they going somewhere? Are they attacking a base? Like, what are they doing? Is there Star Destroyers supporting the deployment of these? And to me, that's when I realized this is the problem with modern Star Wars. It's not really about anything. I mean, you could sit there and go, yeah, the Mandalorian and Grogu have been hired to go after these Imperial remnants. They don't know what even that means. You've got random AT-ATs driving somewhere, not to go rout the rebels, not to go fight the new rebellion or new republic. What are they doing? They're just decided, let's have a scene with AT-ATs at the beginning where the Mandalorian fights the Imperials.
Well, again, my question is, why didn't the guy just get in the ship and fly away in the first place?
Well,
which was his ultimate getaway plan.
I don't mean to be flippant, but inherently, Star Wars is no longer about anything. It's just people in the Mandalorian and Grogu. You're just watching somebody.
I wouldn't paint with that broad of a brush. We just had Skeleton Crew. We just had Andor.
I'm just saying, but I'm saying on the big screen.
On the big screen.
Certainly the Rise of Skywalker. I still don't know what that movie is about. I mean, I understand what it wanted to be about, but the thing is, Star Wars needs to figure out what it is at the corporate level and decide what stories does it want to tell. Because Andor was a derivation of the original Star Wars. So was Rogue One, where you're extrapolating, you're in the midst of a battle between the rebellion and the Republic. And it was interesting. You're going back and you're looking into that core tenet of Star Wars. And I think that's what they need to figure out. Maybe Starfighter is about that. Maybe Starfighter is dealing with more about where the universe is. What does it mean to live in this universe? Who are you? Ryan Gosling's probably going to be a character like a Luke character that he's going to have to figure out who he is in this universe. And that's what I think. And Star Wars means something to people. We have a baby Yoda that is living in the shadow of one of the great pop culture philosophers of the 20th century, Yoda himself. Look at me, judge me by my size, do you?
And well, you should not.
You should not, because my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. You know, what's in there? Only what you take with you. We are still thinking about what Yoda has taught us since 1980. What has Baby Yoda taught us?
Oh, that you can, a baby stroller can go 50 miles an hour if you hit the right button.
But this is the problem. Star Wars went from having great pop culture resonance to just, we're hoping it means something, anything. And until Star Wars figures out what it is, I just don't think people are going to turn out for it, because it is not offering them anything.
I'm going to disagree with you there. Starfighter is going to be an event.
I hope so.
It will. Starfighter will be an event.
I hope so.
Again, I'm not going to.
I think it has the potential.
Yeah, I'm not going to defer on to Star Wars in general for what the specific errors in judgment were with Mandalorian. Right. Again, this should never have been made into a movie. It never should have been.
Totally agree.
We've been saying that forever, right? Like, I think when they first announced it, I was kind of optimistic, but then I, like, within weeks, I was thinking about, I was like, this makes no sense. Why would you take a television show that ended badly with a bad, like, I love The Mandalorian. I do, but the third season was terrible. Had its moments, but overall it was quite bad. And why would you now take that when you haven't had a movie on the screen in 7 years? And I think what we're seeing with the results of Star Wars, Mandalorian and Grogu, is there some overall issues with Star Wars as a brand? Sure. But do I think the lion's share of it has to do with specific Mandalorian issues and the whole idea of taking a television show and trying to put it on the movie? But I'm telling you this. I 100% believe. Again, I'm not necessarily saying it's going to be $1 billion film. Okay, hold your horses. But I believe that when Star Wars Starfighter is coming out, we are going to feel that true event energy going into it, like in unto the event of that we felt kind of going into Project Hail Mary, or we have going into the Odyssey, or we have going to whatever. It's going to feel like an event. And I think when they start marketing this thing and it's going to be something new and fresh and epic, you've got the right director, you got the right screenplay, you got an incredible cast.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get it. But the other thing The Mandalorian does, and this may be fair or unfair, and you can hate this all you want if you wish, but Dave Filoni produced and wrote this movie. It's not a great movie. And I keep reading these reports that he didn't like Andor. What the hell is wrong with you? I remember me and Christian Harloff were actually talking in New York when we did the New York meetup, and we were just going on like, I just don't know, because Harloff's kind of come around to thinking, because Harloff was very, very, very pro Dave Filoni taking over Lucasfilm. And I've warmed to the idea of Dave Filoni taking over, because he's had some years of experience as an executive now. But I'm telling you what, man, I am nervous about the future of Star Wars if Dave Filoni's in charge. And I'm just hoping he can learn some lessons. But I think Starfighter is going to be maybe the last event Star Wars movie, but I think it will.
I'm curious how the new CEO reacts to this and moves forward.
Oh, new Disney CEO.
Because we have an idea of how Bob Iger would have. I'm curious. He's coming from a theme park, space.
Well, remember, Bob Iger let Kathleen Kennedy pick her own successor. Mm-hmm. And Dave Filoni is her favorite stepson, right? Everybody knows this. He's the favorite child. So Kathleen Kennedy picked Dave Filoni. But that was under Kathleen Kennedy, and that was under Bob Iger.
Right.
A lot of times in sports, and I know people get a little upset when I bring on these sports analogies, but a lot of times in sports, when a new GM comes into a team, he cleans house and wants to put his own people in. And I think for now, I honestly think Filoni's going to be on a very short leash with this new CEO. They're not going to get rid of Dave Filoni over one movie.
No way.
That would be foolish. Even I would say, no. You give Dave Filoni more of a chance to really kind of put his own thumbprint on this and let's see what happens. But I don't think he's going to be given 5 years. I think, unless Dave Filoni figures out a way to kind of turn things around here, I think we could be looking at a new Lucasfilm president in 3 years. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? The Mandalorian and Grogu has dropped out of the top 5 in just 3 weekends, and right now is on pace to be the lowest grossing Star Wars film of the entire Disney era. What larger lessons are there to take away from this? What glimmers of hope are there in there? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the Jon Campea Show Podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.